This is Module 1, which is the Introduction to Flooring Estimating. In this module, I'm going to introduce you to some of the fundamentals of flooring estimating. And in the class, you'll learn the purpose of actual accurate estimating. And I'll help you explore the different contexts and review most of the common flooring materials used in construction and how we measure those things and how we look at that man-hour totals for each of those. And, this class is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Why do we want to do accurate estimates? Okay, well, the main reason, the most important reason, is that you want to make sure you get what is due to you for your work, for your labor. And the best way to do it is to make sure you have the best tools and you have a process. Another way to make sure is to make sure you have more than one supplier. That way you can level all the materials project by project and ensure yourself that you get the best price at the right time for what you need. Okay, and so there is a difference between our residential and commercial construction and the difference between new construction and renovations. And we'll go through all of that and exercises on what the differences are. And then you'll have a kind of a guideline to go by and keynotes to look at whether you are doing government work, commercial, or residential work. Okay, so our estimates, we create man-hour estimates. So basically what that is telling you is how many man-hours in total the job is going to take. That is assuming, now when I say man-hours, that's assuming the estimate is priced at the base rate for a flooring professional, okay? And it is as if one man or one human was going to do the work. That is a man-hour total or a man-hour estimate. We then turn that into a crew rate estimate because it's just about doing the math. Okay, if we know we have 3 people on the job, each person is supposed to give us 7 hours a day. That's 21 hours a day that should be taken off of your project. And your crew rate, instead of charging the base rate, we charge the crew rate. That's why we always encourage and we always ask you to do your estimates based on man-hour totals because, yes, that's the amount of time it's going to take. You can adjust it based on what the GC says. Oh, we need you to do it with, in a week or 2 weeks. Or that is a very easy way to do it that way, right? And it is a very detail-oriented. It's construction standard based, and it's something you can defend and rely on. Okay, so we show you how to do the man-hour estimates. If you are our student, or if you're not a student, you choose to purchase it, you will receive all of the man-hour calculators required for you to complete every aspect of the job. Okay, whether it's demoing the floor or the different types, whether it's carpet, vinyl, laminate, tile. We also cover tile in this class, whether it's floor or wall tile. Okay, so that's also covered. And, just a straightforward approach on how to create your estimates for each of the types of situations. We're going to review an estimate from a government facility so you can see what those look like. If the government, school, or library, I'm not quite sure which one, or it's probably both. But you're going to see what that looks like. We're going to go over the specifications. Where would you find flooring in the specs? Make sure you know how to read that and interpret that. Make sure you know how to request for information. What's that flow all about? Make sure you know the logistics of that and everything you need to put your estimate together. It's pretty simple. We have the area, and then we have the trim. Then we have the separators between the 2 different types of flooring types. So, and I can't even think of the name. I've been doing this all day, and I can't think of the name of the that go between at the doors, the landings between the 2. right? We do all of that. Really straightforward and very simple. And then after we get the basics down, it's just project after project after project. But the key is for me to make sure you get access to the man hour calculator, and you know, based on the type of flooring or tile, there is a different man hour unit associated with it. And there's a different man hour unit for your tile if you're doing the wall as opposed to the ground. And it's really important that you have all that information. Productivity factors, okay? Access, there are a lot of things that affect your productivity factors. And to each of the study pages, the module pages, which for this class there are 8, have tools for you to use. And so not only are you going to have the videos, you're going to have tools you can use, and also you'll have to take the quizzes, and there will be a quiz for this module, module number 1. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you reach out always at education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com. This flooring estimating project is pretty straightforward. First of all, going to make sure you have a proficient understanding of how to navigate through the architectural set. So you'll know where you look, how to navigate from plan view to section view to detail view. You're going to have some section views when they show you the wall trim and all of that. So make sure you know how to navigate through that, where to look in the specifications, and then after that, it's just doing project after project, giving you access to the man-hour calculator, not only for the work we do together, but for you. Once you're a student, you always have access to it. So module number 1, Intro to Flooring, is going to be easy for you, and look for module number 2.